So here we are at Google, and you know, I shouldn't assume that everyone is familiar with the Google AdWords program. If you bought this course, 99%, I'm 99% sure that you are, because this is a slightly advanced course. But just in case you aren't, or you've just seen Google and you're not that familiar with the Google AdWords side of things, Google is pretty much the largest search engine in the world, and marketers from the beginning of time have been using Google, the beginning of the internet marketing revolution, if you will, pretty much because there's 200 million queries that are going through Google every day, and there's even more traffic. Google is the most popular search engine today. Now there is a little, and just in case you didn't know, there's a little controversy, if you want to call it, or just a little discomfort from marketers because Google has, it was once a company that we built. We being marketers, we stepped up and embraced them as a marketing stream, and we've picked up and marketers pretty much made Google's AdWords program a success from the beginning, spending millions and millions and millions of dollars online. AdWords took off. It was very effective. People started coming in. People and companies, big companies, started coming in, pushing the little guys out. Eventually started scratching Google's back, and Google started scratching their back. And now, before you know it, Google had to maintain. It's changed its AdWords landscape a little bit more to tailor the big money players. And in doing so, they had to weed out, the trash, and rightfully so. There was a lot of trash going on. There was a lot of internet marketers, scammers, and flogs, which were fake blogs, and all that stuff. So they took an initiative to go ahead and change that. But in doing so, they also weeded out the affiliate marketers, and they really hurt a lot of product owners. People who were just selling average, everyday goods online. And they did this by closing down accounts without any notice. They just popped up one day. You'd get a letter in your email box and say, "Thank you for all your business and $1,000 that you've been spending with us." I'm speaking from experience, by the way. And but we no longer want your service. We no longer want your business. And have a good day. That's pretty much what it is. There's no, there's no. You can't appeal it. You have to pretty much take it and move on. A lot of people, including myself, say, okay, we looked at what we did wrong with that account, and there's nothing wrong with having a different person in your company open an account, or a spouse or a family member. So as long as you're providing value, you're not hurting the visitor experience, which is what Google doesn't want, then you'll be fine. So if you are one of these people that have lost your account and you're thinking this section won't apply to you, well, first of all, if you've lost it for a reason, then I can't help you. I mean, there's something that you did that you knew you weren't supposed to be doing. Well, you know how to deal with that. But if you lost it and you were doing marketing, just standard marketing, in your opinion, and you were one of those people one of those 1,500 plus people, well, it's in the several thousands now. But if you're one of those, open a new account. Open a new account, or have a partner open a new account, and make sure that you treat it with respect, so that you can keep this open. This technique is that important, and this technique is worth having an account. And in this technique, you don't have to worry about all the things that you normally would have to do with a Google AdWords account. And this is what we call the Google AdWords backdoor. Now, if you've been in AdWords advertising for some while now, you know that prices are just going through the roof. I mean, paying 5 cents to $1 per click on some niches has become common, and it can go up to 50 cents to $1. It's become pretty common. It can go up to $3 a click, $5 a click, depending on what niche you're looking at. So this is why when I found this technique, I had already started to explore Google AdWords, the other sides of it, and I see they offer all kinds of things as far as TV advertising, content, network advertising, site targeting. My goal was to find pretty much a different approach that would allow me to pay less and less for traffic over time. And when our coaching student came to us with this, like I said, we were floored. It was just one of those things you see and you say, duh. Like, it's so simple, but I don't see many people doing it, and that's why we call it the Google AdWords backdoor. What we're referring to is image ads. Image ads. also known as banners. Now, many people think banners are dead. They say, they just don't work like they did before because they have this picture of the post.com bust where banners were running wild and they had the flashing, ugly little banners. And, people, there was a time when people just said, this is banners were from the 90s and they no longer work. Problem is, many advertisers, they just don't know how to use it. They think that banner advertising is useless and they don't even know how to do it on Google AdWords. This is where the amazing opportunity comes in, because if a lot of people are thinking that it doesn't work, and no one's willing to use it, smart marketers like you and me, we can jump in and we can pay 1 cent per click. And this is what I've seen this done on scales that you wouldn't believe. While most marketers are struggling with their quality scores and all this stuff in their AdWords accounts, there's guys sitting back getting millions and millions and millions of visitors, paying 1 cent a click. And I don't know if you've done the math on that, but you can easily get, let's say you're a marketer and you've already spent $1,500 before in AdWords, and you've done that during the course of a month, which is not hard to do. I mean, you can do that in a day if you don't have your budget set right. The average marketer will get a decent amount of clicks, maybe a couple thousand, or maybe if he's lucky 1,000. But the problem with that is you have a low amount of traffic that you have to make convert in a certain sequence. With this tactic, that same $1,000, you'll come out with 100,000 targeted hits to your site, targeted visitors, 100,000. What do you think the percentage of sales you can get off of 100,000 spending? Remember, you're spending the same $1,000. That is the power of leverage, and that's the power of this course. Is going to show you how to do the underground tactics that really amplify, get you more, get more money, get more bang for your buck. And let's take a look at how this works. Now, with this tactic, you have to keep in mind that Google AdWords, they're only going to show your image ad on the content network only, because there's no image ads on the search network. That's why you need to create different ad types. Now, in order to get the most out of your image ad campaigns, you really need to create ads that come in different sizes. And the ads, they have to be creative, they have to be attention-getting, provocative, and they have to really catch the user's eye. So you need to use colors and images that really can't be ignored. And we're going to go into all this stuff. I just want to give you a picture of what this strategy, what this blueprint is about. So just to recap, you're going to what's just been revealed to you is that you're going to be working off of impressions. You're going to be learning to get lots and lots of impressions. If you want this to work, you have to get, I'm talking not your average amount of, if you have to dump everything you know about AdWords, because it's going to really hurt you to see a click-through rate of like 0.2% or something like that, because you're going to be so used to trying to get the magic 1%, the magic 2%. Throw that mentality away for this blueprint. Just trust me, try it out, risk $10. At very worst, you'll get a few hundred thousand a few hundred or 1,000 targeted visitors coming to your site. That's not a bad thing for $10. So get that mentality out of your head and get into the mentality of knowing that you need to get a heck of a lot of impressions, and you need to create an irresistible ad. You really have to have an attention-grabbing killer ad, and we're going to show you how to create that coming up later in this blueprint.